What is up YouTube, Riley White here, back with another MLB The Show 19 video for you guys, and in today's video, we are once again one day away from roster update, and like I've done every time there's been a roster update, I'm going to go ahead and predict some of the players that I think could go up, and one player that I think could go down from a diamond to a gold. So I'm going to start, I usually go and I do 3 bronze players that I think could go up. I'm not going to really go into detail as to why, but there are a couple players. The first one is from my Toronto Blue Jays. This guy has been really good since being called back up. We're talking about Lourdes Gurriel Jr. I think I had him in my last one. A lot of people might think he could go up, as you guys can see the price is there. He's been doing really well since they actually brought him back up. They also need to switch his position. He's listed as a shortstop on here. Since he was brought back up from AAA, he has been playing left field almost every game. And if it's not left field, then he's DH, and he hasn't played the infield at all. So they need to switch that to left field. I'm not quite sure how they do the positions and which positions better their stats, better their overall, but if he is a left fielder, maybe he could go up to a silver quicker than not, but I think he should go up to silver. The next player is from the Chicago White Sox. I didn't even realize this guy was doing as good as he is, but when I was looking through some of the players this year that have been doing pretty good, Leury Garcia is actually batting like 290, 295 or something. I think he's only got like 5 home runs or something like that. I think he's been stealing bases. He's been doing pretty good for the White Sox. The White Sox have been kind of a surprising team. Their record's not the greatest, but they're doing better than I think a lot of people expected. They got a lot of young talent. Leury Garcia, I don't think he's that young. I mean, he's 28, but he's a utility guy. He can play almost every single position besides first base and catcher, I guess. But he's been doing pretty good this season, kind of underrated, I guess. Now the last bronze player I'm going to talk about, we're going over to the Texas Rangers, one of the best offenses in the entire league. I'm going to be talking about Shin-Soo Choo. This guy's actually been doing amazing. He's been quietly one of the most underrated players of his entire career. He's done really well. He leads off quite a bit for the Rangers, where he can get on base really well. He doesn't really play the field anymore. He's more of a DH for them whenever Hunter Pence is out, and Hunter Pence is out right now. So Shin-Soo Choo has kind of filled that DH hole that they have, but he's been doing really well this year. He's batting like 295. He's got like 17 home runs, 16 or 17 home runs or something like that. So he's been doing really well for the Rangers. I think he could just get a boost to go up to a 75. I do have 3 silver to gold players that I'm predicting. The first one that I'm going to be talking about is Fernando Tatis Jr. of the San Diego Padres. He's been doing amazing so far this year, and I really enjoy see him doing really well. He's hitting like actually, hang on, let me bring up his stats, but he's doing really good as of late. I actually watched his game last night where he struck out like 4 times, which kind of sucks. But Fernando Tatis Jr., here it is. Yeah, he had a bad game last night, but for a rookie, he's been doing really well this year. So far this year, he has 14 home runs through 230 at-bats, 75 hits, 14 home runs. He's batting .326, so his batting average is climbing as to what it was at one point. He's got 33 RBIs, 14 stolen bases as well. He's got an on-base percentage of .391, 591 slugging, and an OPS of 983. So it's almost at 1,000. So Fernando Tatis Jr. he's probably second in the National League Rookie of the Year behind Pete Alonso. Honestly, Fernando Tatis is one of my favorite players in the league to watch. He's only 20 years old. He's got a lot of potential, a lot of talent. He also has, I think his arm strength should maybe go up a little bit. He's thrown the hardest ball from shortstop, like the hardest 5 throws from shortstop this year of any player in the entire league. I can't remember what Anderson Simmons' arm is, but if Anderson Simmons' arm is higher than that, I think Tatis should be a little higher. He's done great in the field. He's done great behind the plate. I understand that his vision's as low as it is because, like I said, he strikes out a decent amount. But I think he could go up to a gold. He only needs a boost of 2 overalls. He's been slowly climbing up in the overalls the past couple updates, so I think he should go up. The next player, we're going over to the Cincinnati Reds, and I'm going to talk about, where is he here? Yasiel Puig. A lot of people already think he could go up to a gold. The price you can tell right there, 1,000 by now for a 79 overall. He was a gold at one point this year after last season in the postseason. They were doing updates throughout the postseason for some reason, and he ended up going up to a gold. The start of this year, he was a gold once again. He came off to a really poor start with the Reds. A lot of Reds fans were unhappy with his performance, being that kind of a big trade that sent him and Matt Kemp over to the Reds, and he was kind of the big piece. The Reds, they're kind of a contending team, maybe for that second wildcard spot in the National League. And Yasiel Puig has definitely been doing really well lately. So far this year, through 328 at bats, he has 85 hits, 22 home runs. So I think his career high is like 27, maybe. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's batting only 259, but he was batting like 205, 210. So his batting average is climbing. He has 57 RBIs, 13 stolen bases, a 305 on base percentage, 500 slugging, and an 805 OPS. So far, Yasiel Puig's been doing really well ever since that kind of a rough start to start the season. Yasiel Puig, I think he could just get that notch one higher to go to a gold. So far, he's playing up plus 15 versus righties today. But you never know. It could definitely change. I don't know what could go up. He's doing really well, I know, against righties. I don't have his splits on me. I never do. But I don't know what could go up. But I think something could go up a little bit to put him up to a gold once again. The last silver to gold player I'm going to be talking about, we're going over the Oakland Athletics. I'm going to talk about Liam Hendriks. This guy's been quietly probably the best reliever in the American League this year. A lot of people like to say Shane Green, but Liam Hendriks has been outstanding. I kind of hate to see it because he was a Blue Jay at one point and he wasn't very good at all. But since becoming an Oakland Athletic, he's been doing really well. This year so far, he through 44 games, 52 innings pitched, he has a 1.21 ERA, 6 saves. So he's not really a closer. That role was kind of Blake Treinen's role. He was more of a 7th, 8th inning guy. So far, he does have 65 strikeouts through 52 innings pitched and a 1.00 whip. I think he's only given up like 1, maybe 2 home runs this year. He's been doing amazing so far. He was an all-star. I think he ended up giving up that home run to Charlie Blackmon in the All-Star game, I think that was him that was pitching. But anyways, Liam Hendriks, I think he could go up just to an 80. Our first gold to diamond player, we're going over to the Tampa Bay Rays. I've been talking about him in my last 2 updates. I'm talking about Charlie Morton, and it looks like a lot of people think he could definitely go up this time, as you can see the price difference from some of the other cards. Charlie Morton has been amazing this year. You guys can go back and look on some of my other videos. I've talked about his stats. He's been doing amazing. I think he's only got like 1, maybe 2 losses. I'll bring up his stats here in a second. But he's been doing really good for the Tampa Bay Rays, who have been in contention most of this year for the American League, but they've kind of fallen back from the Yankees in the American League East. I think they should definitely be able to get the first or the second wild card spot. Charlie Morton has been their ace. Blake Snell hasn't been doing amazing this year, coming off a Cy Young Award season, but Charlie Morton has probably been. He's top 3 in the Cy Young in the American League. It's probably between him, Verlander, and maybe Jake Odorizzi if he's healthy most of the year, if he can stay healthy. But Charlie Morton so far this year, he's got an 11-2 record with a 2.35 ERA, 118 innings pitched, and 148 strikeouts, and a 1.037 WHIP. So he's striking out more people than he's pitching innings. So he's striking out like 1 point, I don't know what it is, 1 point like. I don't know. But he's been doing really well for the Rays. I get to see him a lot where I'm a Blue Jays fan. A lot more than some other teams, that is. Charlie Morton, I think he's been going up in overall. Ever since becoming a Houston Astro, he's kind of revitalized his career. Coming over to the Tampa Bay Rays, I didn't know if he could continue that, but he's done amazing this year, and I think he should go up to an 85. The last gold to diamond player, I'm pretty sure a lot of people think this. I'm going to be talking about Xander Bogaerts of the Boston Red Sox. He's been doing amazing this year, and a lot of people kind of realized that after the All-Star game when he didn't make it in as a starter. he's been pretty much the Red Sox best player this year. He's been kind of their MVP. So far this year, through 358 at-bats, he has 112 hits, 21 of those have been home runs. He's batting .313 with 74 RBIs, .399 on base percentage, of .575 slugging, and an OPS of .974. He's also got 3 stolen bases, which doesn't really matter that much. He actually just hit a mammoth home run the other night off the Blue. I forget who was pitching for the Blue Jays. Jacob Waguespack. Yeah, his debut as a starter, and he let up a home run to Xander Bogaerts. It was a mammoth home run, but Bogaerts has a lot of power. He's quietly been an amazing fielder at shortstop. His fielding should go up. I don't know. I don't have his errors or his fielding stats right now, but I think his fielding should go up a little bit. His power versus righties and his power versus lefties could both go up as well as his slugging is at .575. And Xander Bogaerts just needs one boost in overall, and I think he'll definitely get it this week. Our one player that I think could go from a diamond to a gold, we're going over the St. Louis Cardinals, and I'm going to be talking about Paul Goldschmidt. This guy so far this year, I hate to see it because when he was on the Diamondbacks were one of my favorite teams in the National League. It was pretty much them and the Brewers. They're kind of my favorite teams. And since he came over to the Cardinals, he's just been not very good. So far this year, he's only batting .251. He does have 18 home runs and 43 RBIs. His on-base percentage is still pretty decent at .341, slugging at .433, and an OPS of .774. But unfortunately, he's just not being himself. He's usually more of a .295, .300 hitter, and so far this year, he's just not doing that. I think he was an 86 at the start of the year, and he's went down to an 85. The Cardinals have just been underperforming all in all. I mean, Andrew Miller recently went down to a gold. Paul DeYoung's kind of fallen off ever since the start of the year. Yadier Molina's getting old. He's not as good as he once was. Miles Michaelis had a really good year last year, but he's just not doing as good anymore. Matt Carpenter was pretty much one of the best National League players last year, and he's not doing really good this year either. Carlos Martinez is kind of a weird player. I mean, but Marcell Ozuna's been doing pretty decent, but Paul Goldschmidt, unfortunately, I think he's pretty much the only dominant player that I could think of that could go down to a gold. He's just not doing very good, so anyways, guys, I think that's going to conclude this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Comment down below who you guys think I could have put in this video or who I could have maybe not put in. Some of the players that I might have put in you guys might not agree with. But anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one.
Get set, go, take off.